to a French dart. And I gotta go back to my timer so you can stay within some kind of, okay. Did I lower it? Okay, let me just see how much. Okay, you can lower, we're gonna change this dart now to a French dart. Okay, and I think in real life it's approximately, I think at this point I'm looking 1 inch, but I'm thinking you can do a little, you can go 1.5 inches or 1 inch. So that means it's half that amount for the, what you call, half size. Okay, so let's go change, because this is just a kind of institutional kind of dart. Okay, now we want something a little bit more figure revealing. Okay, so what we do is, first of all, go back to the original apex, okay, and then, okay, since I did 1 inch, so that means half an inch on this one, I just go ahead. Now I want my new dart to be here, so it's going to be, this is now the angle of my French dart. Okay, so go back to the original dart, so you got to put things back to the original, and then I'm going to now close it and open up the new dart there. Okay.
Sorry, you made that the same size as the...
I go back to the apex, okay, and now I'm going to transfer this dart into a French dart. Okay, then I'm going to go and shorten it again. Let's see, I shorten, I go back to original and then shorten again. Don't try to change it at the shorten because you're going to change the apex. It kind of moves around, okay? All right.
So how much did you move
Down, this is going to be now where the French dart is going to be when I close this.
How do you know how much to move it down?
I measured 1 inch down. Okay. French
From
dart
the original?
Huh?
From the original?
Yeah, so basically on the original it's approximately 1 inch to 2, between 1 inch and 2 inches really. You can, depending on how long line the person is. Okay, but this, don't keep the crosswise dart. It's too big. Okay, yeah, it has no sex appeal. Okay, all right. And this makes it French. Okay, okay, so that's simple dart manipulation, and we're gonna just close our old dart. Back to the first day of class. Okay, all right. And oops, no tape. Okay, I got tape. Okay, I'm gonna use this other stuff. Whoops. Okay, so we close this dart, the crosswise dart, and you can see my French dart opening. Okay, right there. And then let's go put back all that good stuff in here. Then we can shoot it out.
Did you shorten it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. You're too fast. Okay, so be careful about that. Shortening of darts. When you want to change things, you got to go back to the apex so that you can redirect it, and then you can do the new dart. That's where sometimes. Okay, since it's not on crosswise again, now you can center it. And that will be 1 inch. So it's 1 inch. And then you can go ahead and this is your new dart. Okay. This is not good tape to be working on. Okay.
1 inch on a half.
Yeah, I'm doing all half size on this that time. Okay, so it's 1 inch, so it's half an inch. And then you cup and close it and you get the angle. Okay. All right, I'm not going to cup and close it. I'm just going to just draw it in. Okay, so now that's your French dart. Okay. Now another thing too is we're going to do a sleeveless sheath. So we got to change this to a sleeveless because it's a sleeve sloper that we're working with. Okay, so back to contouring again. All right, see all these things are coming by and little things, but you can see how it applies. So back to the apex now. Don't use the shortened dart. Okay, and then we're gonna take 1/4 out. So I think I'll do it right around here. Okay, there, and then it's so half. So it's gonna be 1/8. Now I'm gonna do my sleeveless contouring. Okay. All right, so there. And, oops, I should have not taped it up. I needed to open the dart more. Okay, not thinking. Okay. Unless I gotta slash it again. Okay.
Is it a 4?
Yes, because it's a fourth in real life.
So
But
it was
it-
an eight.
Yeah. Okay. So I should have done this. I should have done contouring first. Dum dum. Okay, but I gotta do it again. Okay. All right. This is all about contouring. So contour the armhole to make it sleeveless. All right. So let's do that. Okay. And then. Here. So now the armhole has been contoured. So now I need to fix that up. Okay. You can see I jumped around, so not too good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm actually finished with the basic stuff in this pattern. Okay, I'm going to redraw that a little nicer. Okay, so now I got my sleeveless armhole, I got my French dart, and I got my taper. Okay, now we want some little things that you want to add on to this thing. Let's make this hem in the actual size for the for this dress form. Say inch, maybe let's go 1.5 inches. I think so. Give myself a little bit more leeway because we're gonna do a slotting down here, so we don't want to run out of material. Okay, so basically that's my 1.5 inch hem allowance. And then every time you have something that your hemline is different from, you fold it under and you get the same angle of the circumference of where it's going to end. So, where's my, okay, so I don't want to cut this yet, but here it is. This is the angle for the circumference. Okay, you don't keep going tapering down, you have to angle out. Okay, yeah, so anytime you have hemlines that are different, not rectangular, you gotta do that. Okay, and then all hem allowances now are notched at the side seam. Okay, and then I should go back to this because I didn't record it because it's not too good on me. Make sure you have your waistline reference mark here, okay, and it's supposed to have a hip line, wherever that was. Okay, I'm not sure, so we got to go back to the basic sloper and get the hip line notch.
Oh.
Yeah, you know that box thing, yeah. Anybody got their half size sloper here that I could just mark in my hip? You don't? I know it. Yeah, put in your hip notch on this. Okay, front, back. Okay, front. Okay, yeah. So this goes back on, okay, and it's right here. Okay, alright. Okay, so these are references now. Okay, so it's going to be a waistline reference, hip reference. So anytime you have a sheet, you got to put those in. So later on the computer, when you know where those are, then you can go in and do anything with those ideas. Okay, now the slit for the so I'm gonna just play safe and make my slit right at that hem line. It's pretty high already. Okay, if you want to figure out where you want the slit to be on a real cheongsam, I would say kind of where your finger can point your leg, you know, right there. Anything higher, when you sit down, it rides up and you can see the whole thigh. I get so nervous when I see celebrities go on to these talk shows and the ladies cross their legs and you can see right up, you know, because the camera's at knee level. Okay, so